In the serene garden of Jeta Grove, Buddha sat beneath a sprawling banyan tree, surrounded by silent disciples. Sariputta approached quietly, his steps heavy with uncertainty and longing for clarity in life's endless pursuits and challenges. "Master," Sariputta began, his voice trembling, "why does peace escape us? Despite our relentless efforts to chase it, seek it, desire it deeply?" The Buddha gazed at Sariputta with calm eyes that reflected boundless compassion and profound understanding beyond human struggles and ambitions. "Peace," Buddha began, his voice like a gentle breeze, "cannot be found in chasing desires. For chasing leads to more yearning, not fulfillment." The disciples listened intently, their hearts resonating with his words. As he continued, "To chase is to enslave oneself to illusions that multiply with every step forward toward imagined treasures and pleasures. Imagine a man running toward the horizon," Buddha said. "He may run forever, yet the horizon never moves closer, never becomes real." Sariputta nodded slowly, sensing the depth of the metaphor, feeling its truth resonate in his restless heart, seeking an answer. "Stillness," Buddha said, his voice carrying wisdom through the silence, "is the key. The door to peace lies not in movement." He gestured toward a nearby pond, where a lotus bloomed serenely, untouched by ripples or winds brushing over the surface calmly. "This lotus," Buddha explained, "does not chase the sun, nor flee from the night. It remains rooted, firm, and present." "You have questions," he said, his voice like water over smooth stones. I nodded, words caught in my throat. Sariputta asked hesitantly, "Master, how can we let go of desires when they are so deeply woven into the fabric of our lives?" Buddha smiled gently, his gaze steady and kind. "You let go by seeing the nature of desires, illusions, and their endless cycle." He picked up a handful of sand, allowing it to slowly slip through his fingers, letting grains fall with the breeze flowing. "Desires," Buddha explained, "are like this sand, insubstantial, fleeting. When grasped tightly, they hurt. When released, they dissolve into nothingness." Sariputta watched the sand drift away, understanding the metaphor deeply, recognizing the futility of holding on to what inherently cannot be held forever. Awareness is the channel to guide it. I listened, each word like a seed planting itself in the soil of my thoughts. He continued, unhurried. "Do not fight the wandering," he said. "Observe it, understand it. Through acceptance, the chaos can transform." "But acceptance feels like surrender," I interjected, struggling with the paradox. The Buddha picked up a small stone and held it in his palm. "This stone," he said, "clings to the earth not by its will, but by its nature. Fear," Buddha concluded, "is overcome not by fighting it, but by understanding its nature. By realizing its impermanence, its grip loosens naturally." Sariputta nodded again, his heart lighter, his mind clearer, sensing the profound truths Buddha shared, truths that gently uprooted old beliefs. I felt suspended between what was known and unknown. "Consider the lotus," he said, gesturing to the pond nearby. "Its roots are in mud, yet it blooms. The mud does not bind it, but nourishes its growth. Such is the relationship between suffering and wisdom." I glanced at the pond, the image etching itself into my mind. A profound stillness enveloped me. "But how does one face suffering without being consumed by it?" I asked, the question heavy with vulnerability. Buddha closed his eyes, entering deep meditation, leaving the disciples to reflect, to absorb his wisdom, to embrace stillness in their souls. The garden stood as a temple of stillness, a sanctuary where truth revealed itself, where peace found its way into restless hearts. "Detachment is not indifference. Then what is detachment?" I pressed, eager to grasp the elusive concept. He held a moment of silence before answering. Detachment is a deep engagement without attachment to the outcome. Ananda, the Buddha, began. Stillness is not found outside. It dwells within, waiting for you to stop and recognize its presence. The disciples listened closely, their minds yearning to grasp the wisdom that flowed from the Buddha like a river of truth unbroken. I remained silent. The self seeks permanence, he said, breaking the stillness. Yet, nothing is permanent. Clinging to impermanence creates suffering. He picked up a fallen leaf, holding it before the disciples. Like this leaf, you let yourself float, surrendering to stillness. Sariputta furrowed his brow, seeking clarity. Master, surrender feels like giving up. How can it lead to peace? To stillness? To fulfillment? Buddha placed the leaf into the pond, watching it glide effortlessly. Surrender is not defeat, it is aligning with the flow of life. The leaf, Buddha explained, does not resist the water. It embraces the current, trusting the journey without fear or struggle. The disciples watched the leaf drift, its simplicity profound, its movement a lesson in acceptance, in trust, in surrender to life's currents. Why seek it then? I asked, caught in the loop of reasoning. His eyes glimmered, as if aware of my turmoil. He gestured toward the stars above, shining steadily. The stars remain still, yet they illuminate the world. They fulfill their purpose without chasing or fleeing. The disciples gazed at the stars, their hearts stirred by their beauty, by their quiet strength, by their unwavering presence, endless and enduring. Ananda asked, his voice filled with hope, Master, if stillness is within, how do we awaken it? How do we live it? You awaken stillness, Buddha replied, by being present, by releasing the past and future, by embracing the now with your whole being. He traced a line in the soil. The past is gone, the future has not arrived. Only this moment exists, infinite and eternal. Freedom, I repeated, the word tasting foreign yet familiar. But freedom feels unattainable in the face of life's demands. He picked up a stone, dropping it into the pond. Observe the ripples. They disturb the surface, but the pond's depth remains still. The disciples watched the ripples fade, their minds reflecting on the metaphor, understanding pain as transient, as fleeting, as impermanent inherently. Buddha added, to embrace pain is to transcend it. To resist pain is to prolong it. To entangle oneself in its illusion endlessly. Stillness, Buddha continued, is not an escape from pain. It is the wisdom to see pain for what it is. Impermanent, unreal. The disciples fell silent, their thoughts heavy with reflection, their hearts slowly opening to the truth of the Buddha's words. His infinite wisdom shared. The journey to stillness, Buddha said, is not a path you walk. It is the realization that you are already there. Ananda whispered, Master, if we are already there, why do we feel lost? Why do we struggle to find what is within? You feel lost, Buddha replied, because you seek outwardly. Turn inward, and you will see that you have never left home. He gestured to the banyan tree, its roots deep and unshaken. The tree does not wander. Its strength comes from stillness, from being rooted deeply. I inhaled deeply, the air rich with clarity. You carry wisdom, he said, his gaze resting on me. But wisdom, like fire, needs kindling to keep alive. What kindling do I need? I asked. My curiosity reignited. His eyes glimmered, filled with boundless understanding. Compassion, he replied simply. Without compassion, wisdom becomes cold, like a sun that does not warm. His answer struck a chord within me, echoing through the chambers of my being. The garden became a sanctuary of stillness, a temple of truth, a place where the restless chase ended, and peace began profoundly. Another night passed, another lesson learned, another step closer to awakening, to stillness, to the essence of life itself, infinite and eternal. Another day, The disciples gathered under the banyan tree, the air carrying a stillness that mirrored their inner transformation. The garden shimmered with morning light, its tranquility embracing the group as they awaited the Buddha's teachings with serene anticipation. A wanderer arrived, his face marked by years of searching, his voice trembling as he asked, "Master, what is truth?" The Buddha turned to the wanderer, his presence radiating calm, his gaze steady, as he prepared to share profound wisdom. "Truth," Buddha began, "is like a vast sky. It exists always. Yet clouds of illusion often conceal it from our view." The disciples listened intently, their hearts open, their minds eager to grasp the depth of the wisdom that flowed from the Buddha. "Imagine," Buddha continued, "a traveler seeking the sun, unaware it shines above him, hidden only by the veil of stormy clouds. Unity is not something to perceive," he said, "it is something to remember." Ananda asked softly, "Master, how do we part these clouds of illusion and see the truth clearly? Without distortion, without deception?" "You part the clouds," Buddha replied, "by stillness, by presence, by allowing the illusions to dissolve rather than resisting their existence." He picked up a bowl of water, holding it before the disciples. "Observe the water. When stirred, it distorts. When still, it reflects truth." The disciples watched the water closely, its surface rippling under movement, then calming into clarity as it settled into undisturbed stillness. Sariputta asked, his voice steady, "Master, if stillness reveals truth, why do we resist it? Why does the mind stir so ceaselessly?" Buddha smiled gently. "The mind stirs because it fears emptiness, unaware that stillness is fullness, completeness beyond the illusions it creates." He placed the bowl of water on the ground, letting it reflect the sky above. "Stillness mirrors truth, just as the water mirrors the sky." The wanderer spoke again, his voice quiet but firm. "Master, what if truth frightens us? If it challenges everything we hold dear and familiar?" The Buddha turned to him, his gaze compassionate. "Truth does not shatter, it liberates. It is the light that dispels fear entirely." "Imagine," Buddha said, "a man in a dark room, afraid to move. Truth is the lamp that reveals the path ahead." The disciples contemplated the metaphor, their hearts heavy with reflection, their minds beginning to grasp the nature of truth and its liberating power. "Fear," Buddha continued, "arises from clinging to shadows. Truth shines through stillness, dispelling the shadows, revealing what is real." The wanderer bowed his head, his heart stirred by Buddha's words. Feeling the weight of his journey and the promise of stillness, Ananda asked thoughtfully, "Master, how can we live truth in our daily lives, amidst duties, challenges, and the chaos of the world?" Buddha gestured to the banyan tree above them. "Truth is like this tree. It stands rooted, unshaken, yet provides shelter to all around. The tree," Buddha explained, "does not proclaim its truth. It lives it silently, offering shade, fruit, and life to those who seek." The disciples marveled at the tree's quiet strength, its unspoken wisdom, its embodiment of truth, stillness, and unwavering presence amidst life's currents. "You live truth," Buddha said, "by being present, by aligning your actions with compassion, by embracing all beings as one, universally connected." Sariputta asked, his voice filled with curiosity, "Master, does living truth mean abandoning desires? Or can we still hold aspirations, dreams, and hopes?" "Living truth," Buddha replied, "does not mean abandonment. It means understanding the nature of desires, choosing those aligned with compassion and harmony." He pointed to the garden's flowers. "These blooms seek the sun, not out of greed, but out of their purpose, their nature, their truth." The disciples reflected on the flowers, their beauty, their simplicity, their silent wisdom, understanding their connection to truth, to life's purpose itself. I found myself drawn back to the clearing, as if it beckoned with an unseen force. The air was still. Buddha smiled gently, his presence radiating peace. Yes, to live truth is to be still, to see clearly, to act with love profoundly. The disciples sat in silence, their breaths slowing, their thoughts settling, their hearts embracing the truth within, their stillness deepening infinitely. The banyan tree stood as a symbol of truth, its roots strong, its branches reaching, its presence unwavering amidst time's endless flow. The moon rose high, illuminating the garden, the pond, the disciples, and the Buddha, bathing them in silver light. In serenity timelessly, another day ended, another truth revealed, another step closer to awakening, to stillness, to the essence of life itself, infinite and eternal. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.